This is the plaintiff, Robert Evans. He says the defendant's a very bad person. A very bad person indeed. She shut his gas off, canceled the electricity, and changed the locks on him. The woman's nasty, does illegal things, and he's happy to have his day in court to expose this woman for all to see. He's suing for $656.29, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Barbara Matthews. She says, first and foremost, the plaintiff never rented from her. His former girlfriend did. As soon as the relationship ended, she couldn't get the guy to move out. She finds it so very funny that he's actually suing her because she's the one who's owed money and plans on doing everything she can to get it today. She's accused of not acting right. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,781.40 for back rent and unpaid utilities.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff says the defendant shut his gas off, canceled his electricity, and changed the locks. But the defendant says the plaintiff was nothing but a squatter. It's the case of squatter. I hardly knew her.
Thank you, Dennis.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Robert Evans,
Yes.
you are suing Barbara Matthews,
Barbara Matthews.
I guess your former landlord, for $656.29 because of an illegal lockout. You are counterclaiming against him $2,781.40 for electric bills and rent that you say he still owes you. Mr. Evans, we'll start with you. What's going on?
I was living in the apartment since April of 2010, and I was living there with my former girlfriend and 2 kids.
Had she been living there beforehand?
No, we moved in
You moved
together.
in at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
And our relationship broke off.
All right. What kind of an apartment is this? How many bedrooms?
It's a 1-bedroom. The arrangement is that Miss Matthews was sleeping. She moved. She had her bed in the living room, and gave us the bedroom.
All 4 of you?
Yes. Well, it was myself. Yes, 4 of us. Yes, correct.
Yes, I can count. I mean, can you?
Yes.
All right.
correct.
That's a little tight.
It was, but it was just a circumstance.
Where was this? In Brooklyn?
Yes.
Okay. And who was paying the rent?
My girlfriend was receiving assistance, and I would pay a small portion. But sometime in July, when our relationship broke off, I was paying the full portion of the rent.
Which was how much?
About $450, I believe, and we had an arrangement with the cable as well. And I was responsible for paying the full light. So I would pay the complete light bill, half of the cable, and then since July, I was paying the full rent.
Okay, so now July, you guys are starting to break up?
Yes.
And you finished breaking up when?
She moved out in July.
In July. All right, so August and September and October, you live there alone?
That's correct.
Oh, well, she lives in the living room.
Yes, she
You're
was
living
there,
there
yes.
alone in the room.
Yeah.
And then what ends up happening that causes you to leave?
Okay, we had a fairly good relationship where Miss Matthews would at times give me advice and so on. And I guess she took it up on herself that I was feeling lonely and depressed and so on. So she introduced me to a friend. And that friend is the witness I have here.
Okay.
And over time, she started staying with me. She would stay at the apartment for days at a time and so on. And in October, Miss Matthews left a note and said that I can no longer use her wash machine. And it was just a bitter note and pretty much telling me that take it or leave it.
Okay.
That's correct.
So you say?
So in countering that, I said, okay, I had 2 flat screen TVs that I brought there. I said, okay, fine, I'm going to remove my TV.
Off the wall of the living room?
Right, which would be the room that she occupies.
And so she says?
So once that was done.
So you did it?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did, and from that point on, it was just.
Do you think? You think maybe from that point on that things, okay, when do you tell her you're leaving?
Well, she just gave me an ultimatum.
She told you to leave?
Yeah.
When did she tell you to leave?
November the 1st.
So November the 1st comes and goes. Do you pay rent in November?
No, I did not, because what happened is prior to that, she had called the cops and told the cops that I don't live there. I'm not supposed to be there. In fact, she went as far as telling an officer that the TV and the furniture belong to her. And I said, well, the officer actually, well, I said to him, fine, I'm going to show you that the TVs are mine. I have receipts.
Okay, why did you not pay rent on November 1st? When
I
you
was
were
locked
still
out of
living
the
there?
apartment. And then she was turning off the lights. She turned off the gas, she turned off the lights. And then I said, okay, for a time I wasn't even staying there. I would spend less time there.
Wait, when did she turn off the lights and the gas?
November the 2nd.
Isn't she living there too, though? Isn't that sort of cutting your nose off to spite your face?
Well, to her it didn't matter because I guess as long as she had tactics to get me out.
Right. And so what happens when she does that?
I went down to the housing court and I filed a petition.
So what you did was you filed a petition to say that your landlord had shut off your electricity and your gas.
Yes.
What happened at landlord-tenant court and housing court?
What happened at the landlord court? The judge told me that I had to let him back in. So I explained to the
But you
judge.
hadn't let him out then.
First of all, Judge, I was never renting to him.
Okay.
Me and my girlfriend was living together.
But he says he moved in right from the beginning.
No,
with
he
her.
did not move in. He was coming back and forth. I explained that to the judge. He was never living there. He was coming
Yeah,
back
but he was
and
living
forth.
there all of July. She moved out in
Judge,
July.
he never paid rent. The city was paying
July,
the rent.
August. Well, the city didn't pay her rent in August when she wasn't there.
What I'm saying is that
Right? Who paid the rent in August?
I am the one being paying the rent.
Right.
And
Wait, stop. He paid you rent in August,
never did.
and September, and October.
He never did.
Do you have proof that you paid rent in August, in September, and in October?
No, ma'am, because we didn't have a written agreement.
What difference does that make? All I have to do to have proof that I paid something is get a receipt. Do you have a receipt?
No, I don't.
Okay. Now, you shut off the gas and the electricity?
No, Judge. The reason why the gas was shut off, not the gas, the light was shut off. The light bill was too high. It was $289 and I could not pay it.
Okay.
And they shut off the light.
But when the light gets shut off, he brings you to court over shutting off the light because he tells the judge that you did it on purpose to drive him out.
So when he took me to court and the judge said to me that what I need to do, since he was in the apartment over 30 days, I needed to go and evict him.
Did you ever file eviction papers?
I didn't go and file eviction
because you just locked them out.
No, Judge.
You can't do that. You can't do a lockout.
He locked me out. I couldn't get in the apartment.
Yeah, he locked you out after you locked him out. But see,
He locked me out, Judge.
People can't just lock out. See, we have laws and we have like procedures and we have evictions that are supposed to happen. If we let every landlord, because you're really his landlord, we let every landlord turn around and say, I'm sick of you, and and change the locks, it would be like the wild, wild west. We don't do that. We have laws against the lockout. Because then the landlords take the law into their own hands. Okay, so let's talk about the lockout. On November 8th, you discover she has locked you out. How do you discover it? You come home from?
We came home.
Who's we? You two?
Yeah, we went out and eat, and we come back home late. And when we got there, we noticed that the key wasn't working.
You end up calling the police, right?
That's what I did.
All right,
yes.
and when the police get there, is she inside?
No.
How do you get in that night?
I just provided them proof that I was living there.
How did you provide proof?
I had the receipt for the cable bill.
Okay, so you call a locksmith, and the locksmith comes in that night and changes the lock.
That's correct.
Okay, when did you finally move out?
About the 23rd or the 24th, somewhere in that area of November.
Of November, okay. Now let me hear from you. What's going on? According to you, he's just some guy who is shacking up with your tenant. Okay. But you don't go to court to evict him for hey, who are you? What's your name again? Why are you here? He says he's there an entire year and 3 months living there.
Judge, first of all, that's a lie, okay? He did not live in the apartment over a year.
His ex-girlfriend is a friend of yours?
She and him don't have nothing going. She's my girlfriend.
She's your girlfriend.
Right.
Why isn't she here?
Because after me and my girlfriend break up because of him, she moved out the apartment in July.
Okay.
From July, I've been asking him to leave. Every time I asked him to leave, he take up the phone and call the police for me. And he told me he wasn't going anywhere.
But why didn't you just go to court in July and file an eviction?
That's what the judge told me that I should have done. I should have gone straight to court. Because I told the judge if I had to stay in the apartment with him,
with some strange guy.
Move out. Okay, so this plaintiff was not on the lease, didn't pay rent, Can the landlord turn the electricity off?
I think so. I mean, no rent, no light, I think.
No rent, no lights? Is that right? Wait, you're nodding?
I completely agree with her.
I mean, that's a serious thing for a I'm going to bring you up. Can a landlord literally turn the electricity off even just because that person isn't on the lease?
Absolutely. Where's the money? No money, no lights. I agree.
Wow. Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Now, you have a counterclaim against him for electric bills from July to November. Tell me about that.
Well, the light bill, as you see, I got the statement. My light bill every month, $84, $123. The bill was so high, it was $289. I had to go pay.
And according to you, you're supposed to be paying now, once she leaves, you're supposed to be paying the rent, the cable bill, and what other bill?
The light and the gas bill.
Hold on.
The arrangement was that I would pay the light.
Okay,
the
well now,
complete
but
light
you
bill.
didn't pay the light since quite a bit of months. So,
No, the light only went off in November.
well, it goes off after many months of not paying the bill, my friend. How much do you think you owe in the light bill?
Your Honor,
When was the last light bill that you paid?
I paid the last light bill I paid, which I included.
Do you have proof of the light bills that you've paid?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
That was.
And then the other thing you are claiming is rent from July to November. $412. His half of the rent, $412.50. Why
That's
is that?
right. Because
Why is
the
that?
rent is $825 a month.
Oh, when you say his half, you mean the other half is your half.
That's correct.
Okay. And according to you, he didn't pay July, August, September, October, or November.
That's correct.
And according to you, you did.
Yes.
Okay. And do you have proof of July, August, September, October? Well, November, you agree you didn't pay.
I don't have
July, August, September, October. Do you have any proof of having paid
No,
it?
but can I explain something? Your
Yeah.
Honor?
Why don't you have proof of having paid it? Explain that.
Well, even with when I was living there with my girlfriend and the children, there was never any receipt or anything to state whether or not there was an agreement made on what the rent would be.
Okay. Whether you have a written lease agreement is one thing. I'm not asking that. I'm asking, do you have proof that you paid something?
No, I don't have it with me. I don't have
Okay.
it with me.
Who are you saving it for if I'm not going to have it? Who is exactly where you hoping to show it to one day? All right. Since you're unable to prove that you paid any rent, I'm ordering you to pay the back rent. Since you're unable to prove that you paid the electric, but actually you admit you didn't pay the electric bills, I'm ordering you to pay the electric bills. Because you locked him out, you don't get to do that. So he has a right to pay a locksmith to get back in. So I'm deducting the locksmith. Therefore, when you take all that into consideration, I find in favor of the defendant in this case on her counterclaim in the amount of the $2,463.40.
Thank you, Judge.
So you should know that the laws in just about every state really frown on landlords turning off essential utilities or changing locks, even if the tenant did something really, really wrong. And in many states, in the event a landlord does that, for example, changes the locks on somebody who's living in the building, there are damages where you can multiply them by 3 to teach the landlord a lesson.